Hey guys, Brian here. I wanted to do a video for Missy's blog that sort of just takes my side of the pain of the miscarriage. You know, definitely for the first miscarriage in February, there were things that sort of I did and things that I couldn't really explain. That all sort of makes sense now after doing a little bit of research about what's really normal for husbands and men to feel after a miscarriage, because it's very different than what the wife and the mom feels. So I know most of my wife's subscribers are probably women or pregnant women or women who've gone through the same thing. If you feel like this really pertains to you, if you feel like your husband would benefit from it, then by all means show him this video, basically just to show him that, you know, what you're feeling is normal. There are things that I've sort of picked up probably that helped a lot with the second miscarriage and dealing with it and loving your wife and things sort of like to that nature. So basically with a miscarriage, the man and the husband and the wife are going to deal with it differently. It's just nature. The wife, I mean, I can't imagine what was going through her brain and what she was feeling exactly. On the outside, she was extremely sad. I mean, rightful so. Extremely, I mean, probably tormented day in and day out, you know, constant thoughts. She has a constant reminder just by looking at her body and her belly and her boobs and everything sort of is just like a reminder of the loss and the pain, and it sort of just makes everything fresh all the time, makes it a little bit harder to get through. That's what I can at least fathom, the little bit that we've sort of experienced this. With me, I definitely, with the first miscarriage, sort of distanced myself from the pain. I looked forward to going to work and hanging out with friends and keeping myself busy with projects and cleaning and stuff like that. And I couldn't really explain it. I didn't really see it at the time. I definitely see it now. I see it now after talking with my wife about things that I did. And, you know, basically that's a normal reaction for guys to have. I'm not saying it's a good one, because it definitely weighed a lot of burden on my wife because she needed me, and I was distancing myself as much as possible, trying to really escape that pain. Basically, guys, you know, we're fixers naturally. If something breaks, we want to fix it. We don't just throw it out. And miscarriage is something that we can't fix. I mean, we can't fix my wife and how much pain she's in and how sad she is. We can't fix it. We can't fix the miscarriage, or we can't fix how the doctor treats, you know, the situation at the hospital. It's just something that we have no control over. That sort of is what conflicts us so much with the situation and why we react so different, actually. My wife, you know, in the first miscarriage, she felt really alone, and I can sort of see that now, that maybe I wasn't there as much as I should have been, and I was trying to escape the situation a lot more. I mean, I was definitely sad. It's not that I wasn't sad. You know, when you're pregnant and you find out that you're going to have a baby boy or baby girl, you think of all these thoughts and you create all these memories in your head already of how you're going to raise them and things that you're going to do and the fun you're going to have and the memories you're going to share. And when that's no more, it's definitely like a huge blow. But I think I was actually more worried about my wife than I was the fact that we weren't going to have a baby anymore. I wanted to help her, but at the same time I wanted to distance myself from the pain. So it was very much a conflict. After the second miscarriage, it was a lot different dealing with it. We were both a lot more attached. You know, she was 20 weeks along. She was probably tremendously attached, and I was just starting to get to that point where I was starting to feel comfortable with the fact that we were going to have a baby boy and we were going to have a child and we were going to raise it together and create all these awesome memories. And, you know, we were working toward what we wanted for so long. And so I definitely had a much stronger attachment, I think, at that point. So when it came to that grieving process, I was very much alongside my wife, you know, comforting her and crying with her and praying with her and just trying to be there for her like I should have been in the first one. I think that, you know, our first miscarriage was 12, 14 weeks along, and I mean, it's a hard thing to hear, but I guess I just didn't bond with that baby as much as she did. It was with her every day. You know, I got to see little reminders of it, and when she would have morning sickness or when she would look in the mirror, I noticed that her belly was growing, and those were the little things that stood out to me. Those are when I actually bonded, and guys just don't get a lot of that. We don't really get to bond with the belly as much as the woman does, you know, because we're just not around it as much. It definitely takes more time and more growth and a stronger relationship and more time together to really get to that point. So basically what I want to say, I guess, to husbands and men out there who have experienced the same thing that we have, you know, whose wife or girlfriend or whatever has lost a baby, that it's normal to feel disconnected, but things heal a lot faster if you try and stay connected to your wife as much as possible, and just love her and remind her, you know, that you're there, and that there's always hope for the future. Basically, that was one of my biggest things, is I always felt guilty in that first miscarriage for not being there as much as I should have. And I sort of, you know, I'm not giving myself an excuse, but I wish that there was someone around to tell me, you know, like, it's normal to feel disconnected. It's normal to want to busy yourself and look forward to going to work and sort of escaping that pain. But at the same time, you need to be there just as much as you would have if you had lost that baby at a year old or 2 years old, and you had this tremendous bond. So to all the guys out there, I really hope that helps. And wives out there, I really hope it sort of gives you an idea of what we experience and what goes through our head and what we perceive to be normal, I guess, at this kind of situation. It's definitely conflicting for guys. Thank you for being a subscriber to my wife's channel, The Bumps Along the Way. She loves all the support you guys are getting. She loves coming up with things to talk about and videos to make, and she definitely keeps me busy editing and uploading and stuff like that. I like doing all that for her. So definitely like the video if you like what I had to say, if it helped in any way, and please subscribe to her. She's got a lot of really good stuff coming, and we're really looking forward to the time when, you know, we can not make videos about miscarriages, but make videos about holding our baby and leaving the hospital and having some really great moments with our little one. So that's all I gotta say. Thanks, guys.